Hello, my name's Dr. David Ciresi. I'm a trauma surgeon in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I'd like to talk to you today about tree stand safety. One of the things I enjoy when I'm not working is out bow hunting. And this is a real popular sport in Wisconsin, and it also can be a potentially dangerous sport, unfortunately. We know that in our area we will see approximately 10 patients with major or severe injuries every year. Nationally, 1 out of 3 hunters will fall out of their tree stand sometime during the course of their lifetime. And believe it or not, it's always preventable. And these injuries that patients will develop can be things such as severe head injury, spinal cord injuries where patients become quadriplegic or paraplegic, long bone fractures where they've broken their femur or their arm, major internal bleeding, hypothermia, not to mention all the long-term disability and lifetime effects as a result of poor judgment. All of these things are 100% preventable, believe it or not. How are they preventable? By the use of good planning and tree stand safety. Unfortunately, a lot of folks have their harness and they don't put it on. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about it could happen to you, how to prevent that, and what are things that you can do to try to facilitate and make sure you have a good, safe hunt. So why don't you come on along with me? We'll head out to the woods. We're going to talk about tree stand safety. I always prepare for my bow hunting adventures thinking about what are the things that could happen to me. Anybody who knows me around the hospital, my children especially, know that I'm a safety fanatic. I always think about what are the things that could happen and go wrong. Now, part of it is because of all the things that I see, but I always take the time to prepare to make sure that I have everything in order, safety equipment is set, my stands are appropriate for the conditions I'm hunting in, and to make sure that they're in good working order, no rust, that things are going to crack and break. Bow hunting safety starts the night before or even weeks before you start hunting, and it starts out with purchasing a 5-point harness. This is one of the most key components to safety. You cannot buy a bow stand, whether it's a ladder stand, climbing stand, strap-on stand nowadays without a 5-point harness system. Almost all the time those are in there. They're recommended by the TMA, the Tree Stand Manufacturer Association of America. Why is a 5-point harness so important? It used to be years ago when we first started bow hunting, you just have a strap across the chest. The advantage of a 5-point system is that it holds you from below as well as from above so that when you take a breath in and a breath out, you don't get strapped in and your chest is not able to rise. That's why the 5-point system is so valuable. A lot of the patients that we see, majority of the ones that I see that come in after falling out of a tree stand all tell me, yeah, I have a tree stand harness. No, I didn't have it on. Simple prevention. You got to wear it. Take the time to put it on. I oftentimes will put mine on outside my coat as I'm walking up to the tree stand, or when I leave the truck. If it's really warm out, I'll carry it in. There's other manufacturers that are out there. This is one that I've had for years. This is another one that's more recently available. I use it more in the early season. Same idea. It's a 5-point system. It's a vest type, and it has the straps that come around underneath, hold you in the event of a fall. Same concept with a strap from behind. Next thing you need to think about is, what are you doing the night before you're out hunting? Can't be out drinking the night before, not getting enough sleep. You got to make sure that you're ready to go hunting. Otherwise, make it another day. Some of the other key points to remember: tell someone where you're going. A lot of times, I'll tell my family, this is where I'm headed to. Draw a map if it's an unfamiliar hunting area. Depends on where you're at. Sometimes you might be in a new area. Make sure you know where you're headed. GPS, wonderful technology. I keep mine right here in my pocket. If I were to fall, I can reach down inside and grab it. Same thing with a cell phone. If you have a cell phone and it reaches, perfect. We've had several patients that over the years that have fallen, and you think that you're going to have use of your arms and your legs, and you may not, because you may have fallen and broken your neck. And so having a cell phone or relying on that may not be the best answer. That's why telling someone where you're going to be. Think about things that could happen that, oh, it's never going to happen to me. It does, it will, and you need to prepare for it. Some of the other key points that you need to think about when you're out getting ready to go bow hunting is what are the conditions like. Today you can kind of see starting to snow. Usually right before a snowstorm, as you all know, it's a great time to get out there to go bow hunting. But if you've been out there for a few hours, things are going to get icy, slippery. You need to anticipate that and think and plan for that. You need to know what your limitations are. It's great to be able to hunt from an elevated tree stand. I've done it for years, but we've seen several patients also that over a period of time, they're either too heavy, too weak, or whatever their physical limitations are, that they get themselves into trouble. Hunting from a ground blind is just as much fun. You just have to adapt to it, do a little bit differently, plan a little bit differently for your hunt. Okay, well, one of the key parts of ladder stand safety that we see frequently is not that people necessarily are sitting in a stand and they fall out. It's almost always when they're getting into the stand or getting out of the stand. And there's several different manufacturers on the market, but one of the things I think is a key part of safety is continuously being strapped to the tree. And what I'm demonstrating here is a strap that I've used for several years, where it's a rope connected to the tree. I'm continuously strapped in until I've gotten myself up in the ladder stand, or in this case a strap-on stand. I'm going to go ahead and hook myself in with my usual 5-point harness, and a lot of these are available commercially. The big advantage of this is now I'm locked in here, and I can easily unclip here, and the other advantage of this rope is it can be used, it's real nice and wide, and I can use it, and I frequently use it to bring my bow up or to bring my pack up. It's real easy, big, it's not small, so that when your hands are cold, it's real easy to get undone and get done back and forth. All right, well, one of the other things I want to demonstrate, you can see today, kind of snowy, things are a little bit icy. My ladder and my stand has been out here for several weeks. There could be ice built up onto here. You've been sitting, you're kind of cold, you're ready to get down out of the stand. Again, kind of reverse procedure of what you did to get yourself up here. Everybody knows about the 5-point harness and how important that is. But again, it would be very conceivable for me to kind of reach over here, grab hold, because I'm in a hurry to get down, slip and fall. Only takes an extra minute to strap myself back in. Most of the time when I'm doing this, as I'm sure you are, at the end of the day, you're tired, maybe, cold, perhaps, especially on a day like today, and oftentimes hungry. And this is the time that we see a lot of the injuries occur when people aren't really necessarily paying attention. So it's important to make sure you're strapped in continuously, just like I am here now. So even if I were to slip and fall, I'm in here strapped in. And I'll show you how I swing out. Not any different than a lot of everybody else, but I've got the strap on and I've checked everything. And one of the other key components of this is making sure, as much as you can at all times, I've got 3 limbs onto the tree. It means 2 feet, 1 hand, or 2 hands and 1 foot. And out of the tree stand I go. Don't think it won't happen to you. The only way to protect yourself is to prepare ahead of time. Sooner or later, you're going to get a little careless, possibly running a little late to get out to the stand, thinking you don't have time to get your harness on. And sooner or later, you're going to suffer a fall. You're the only one who has control over the outcome. You'll be thankful you took the extra 2 to 3 minutes that it took to put on the harness, rather than coming by helicopter, by ground, by ambulance, being trucked out of the woods, coming to the hospital to see me and all my colleagues. Have fun, be safe, and good luck hunting.